Katuk or Sweetleaf is a very nutritious perennial green with many of the same nutrients found in spinach but in greater amounts. Katuk contains protein, calcium, iron, vitamin A, and vitamin C, and is an excellent source of protein at 49% and fiber at 18%. It contains more potassium than bananas and more phosphorus than soybeans.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Richard with the Hunter-Gatherer Society. Not out in the woods today. Got a few errands to run here at home, and so staying fairly close to the house today. I'll probably get out a little bit later. I discovered a little patch of pepper grass. I want to go explore that further, see how much is there, and then check one of my standard spots. Maybe do a little bit of harvesting of that later today. But I'm not quite done doing the house errands yet. So today, right now, I'm just kind of working on the patio, getting that kind of cleaned up. It's cold here in Florida now. You know, cold as Florida gets. The daytime is absolutely beautiful. You know, it's 75 degrees, 80 degrees. The humidity is completely down, but the nights are getting real chilly. So we're seeing nights in the 50s, even occasionally in the 40s, which is pretty cold for this area of southern Florida. So right now, a lot of the plants are their growth has slowed way down. They're not doing a whole lot. I do have quite a bit out here. I mean, my moringa's still going. I've got a loofah hanging off the rail right now. I've got some pepper plants are growing, and there's some little peppers starting to form up on that. So there is some things still happening, but a lot of things are just kind of on hold, or their growth is just really slowed down quite a bit. So one thing interesting though, in the last patio garden video, I showed you my Katuk trees, which are quickly becoming one of my favorite. They're new to me. They're an edible tree. The greens are edible. You can see them here behind me. And they make a nice ornamental tree. Right now they're flowered, so they've got little flowers underneath the stems. And the leaves on these are all edible. And these are another superfood, and they're very high protein, very nutritious plant. So what we'll do with these is, since the temperatures are cold now, and the plant is, has slowed down its growth, I'm going to trim these down probably to about here, and then, I don't know if you can see that, but they go just about up to the top of the patio there, and so I'll trim those back, and then the spring, as it gets warmer, hotter and warmer, more humid, those plants should come back on and then grow back out again. But one thing that's really interesting about this plant, I knew that they did flowers, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring the camera up to it in a second. But it certainly does have very small little flowers, which are kind of neat. They're kind of pretty. They're not very big, so it is a little bit harder to see them, and they grow underneath the leaves, which makes them, again, more difficult to see. They are edible, and I knew the Katuk produced a fruit, kind of a seed pod. And based on the videos and descriptions I had seen, I wasn't overly interested or excited about that. But since this tree has went to fruit, I actually have become very excited about it. So the Katuk produces a fruit that, to me, and to those that have tasted it, tastes, I think, very much like snow peas, or a combination between snow peas and green beans. I get a little bit of the green bean in there, but for me, it's really super close to a snow pea. So let me pull you over here. Let's see if we can get a good look at these. So you can see here on the plant, you can see the little flowers underneath the leaves. And we'll see how close we can get. But look there. You see that? That is the fruit of this tree. Let me get you real close if I can. And there's a small one coming on right there. So you can see it comes out of that little flower, and they get fairly sizable. That's about as big as they get. But again, if you look over here, you'll see them again. They're just beautiful. Let me pull a couple of these, at least one of these off of here for now. So there's our fruit, or seed pod. Again, I'm not sure exactly if it's considered a fruit, but that's the seed pod. Now let me grab these here. When that opens up, so the bottom of this seed pod here will open up. It'll just split open, and it'll produce these small seeds. Prior to that happening, just pull that little stem off of there. To me, just like a snow pea out of the garden. I really, really like it. So that was an exciting bonus to this Katuk plant. So I'm gonna pick these off of here. Now, as they have been on the tree longer, you want to get them right away because those little seeds start forming inside, and you want to make sure you get them off of there, and before those seeds start getting tough. So this one that I just ate now was tougher than the ones that I've had in the past, where when it first came onto the tree. So you want to make sure you get them right away. But these are still very edible, and my thoughts on these is probably a stir fry with some rice or something like that. But again, you could add them to a salad. They just taste wonderful. So I just wanted to share that with you. Again, this is the Katuk plant. It's a perennial tree. It likes moist water. Another superfood, very nutritious, high in protein, produces an edible fruit. The leaves are edible, and you can propagate this either through the seeds, or you can just take cuttings of the stems and then replant that cutting. So thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to finish harvesting these, and then I'm going to head out in the woods, see if I can find some of that pepper grass to add to my seasoning cupboard. So thanks again for joining me, and hopefully next time I see you, we'll be out doing something wild.